Millau is a commune in the Aveyron department in the French Midi-Pyrenees region in southern France. It is 70 kilometres from the Aveyron prefecture headquarters in Rodez. It is located at the confluence of the Tarn and Dourbie rivers. It is surrounded by the landscapes of Gorges du Tarn, Causse du Larzac and Causse Noir. It is part of the former province of Rouen, where they also communicate through a form of Occitan language, the Rodez.It dialect. Its inhabitants are called Millavois and Millavoises. The territory of the municipality is part of the regional natural park of Grand Causse. History. The town dates back nearly 3,000 years when it was situated on the hills above the granite, before situating on the left bank of the Tarn on the alluvial plain in the 2nd or 1st century B.C. The plain gave the town its Gallic name of Conditomagus. The site of Conditomagus was identified in the 19th century by Giudon du Rey and was close to the major earthenware centre in the Roman Empire, Le Grand Facinque. This is where luxury ceramics such as red terra sigillata were made. Despite major new development in the late 20th and early 21st centuries, the center of the old Roman and medieval town on the opposite bank of the Tarn remains poorly excavated, and the newly renovated Maison du Peuple, almost on the site of the old Roman Forum, saw no archaeology before major mechanical excavation for recent new very deep foundations. The local museum sits almost adjacent to this site. By the 2nd century A.D., the trade had collapsed from competition and subsequent invasions during the 4th and 5th centuries by barbarians, or the town relocated and settled to the opposite bank, changing its name to Millau, then to Millau en Rogat, then to the French Millau. By the 9th century the town has grown and is the seat of Aveyron, a medieval administrative court, and a centre for the production of lambskin gloves. At this time the town is surrounded by ramparts. The 10th and 11th centuries saw the creation of the Viscount of Millau and subsequently passed to the Counts of Provence, the Counts of Barcelona and eventually, in 1112, to the father of the future King of Aragon, Berenger III, following his marriage to the daughter of the Viscount of Millau. In 1187, the King of Aragon grants him the seal and communal freedom of Provence by consular charter. A consulate was thus created, and was responsible for administering the city, to raise taxes and to apply justice. In 1271, Millau passed to the crown of the kings of France. In 1361, during the 100 Years' War, the city came under English rule. The return to peace in the 15th century gave the city a boost. It is Louis XI which connects Millau to the crown in 1476 by letters patent. In the Middle Ages the town had one of the major medieval bridges across the river Tarn. It had 17 spans, but after one poorly maintained span fell in the 18th century, the bridge was mostly demolished. Just one span remains, with a mill that is now an art gallery. As testament to this significant trading route from north to south across pre-Renaissance France, in 1999, José Bové, a local Larzac anti-globalization activist, demolished the Millau McDonald's as it was being built, in symbolic protest of the decision by the Court of the World Trade Organization to allow the United States to overtax the import of the local cheese called Roquefort, in retaliation for the European Union refusing the import of U.S. hormone-treated meat. It was also an opportunity to protest against the spread of fast food, Americanization, and the spread of genetically modified organisms, crops. The McDonald's was soon rebuilt, and Bové spent a few weeks in jail. He is now representative at the European Parliament. In the 21st century, clear of traffic jams, the town is a tourist centre with one of the largest touring campsites in central France, benefiting from the attraction of the landscapes all around, and the architecturally acclaimed viaduct. It is also a major centre for outdoor sporting activity. Heraldry. Traditional arms of the city of Millau. Gold with 4 palettes gules, a chief azure, 3 gold fleurs de lis. It has always been the arms of the Crown of Aragon since 1187, but since 1271 surmounted with the leader of France, indicating that this is a good town, that is, a commune reporting directly to the king. The city itself is administered through elected consuls, like Toulouse, and its sheriffs, while the king was the sole and direct lord. Few cities in France enjoyed such a regime of autonomy. Geography. The territory of this town lies across a southern portion of the Massif Central. It covers a large area of some 16,823 hectares, which makes it the 25th largest metropolitan town in France. The municipality lies at the heart of the Grand Causses, a part of the Causse Rouge, and part of Larzac, as well as part of the Black Causse. The city-county seat is located in the lower part of the town, in a large depression at the confluence of the Tarn and Dourbie, about 340 meters altitude. The territory surrounding the town of Millau is characterized by livestock production and the maintaining of natural grasslands, fields and temporary pastures. It also consists of a multitude of gorges, ravines and defiles, which are the defining characteristic of this country. These predominantly agricultural rural areas, like the rest of this fragile region, are protected by the Regional Natural Park of Grand Causses. The flora in the area has more than 2,000 species. There is a variety of asparagus with triple leaves, Montpellier affiliate, honeysuckle from the Etruria region of Italy. During the summer, the highest land of the municipality does not retain rainwater and becomes arid. Some game in the area is protected and regulated by the hunting missions, which gather quails, hobby falcon, hawks, lizards, deer, wild boars, deer and mountain sheep. The expansion of the bed of the river Tarn in the city and the creation of a raw discharge linked to its expansion has slowed and lowered the level of the river, that now sees the proliferation of aquatic buttercup, which is reveling in the stagnant water. This has also led to a decline in wild populations of brown trout in this sector. Also, waterproofing concrete and paving large areas has increased significantly water from rain discharged directly to the river, inducing a phenomenon called flush that is quite destructive to aquatic fauna and the banks. Climate. There are 3 distinct climatic effects felt in the region. In spring and autumn, the westerly winds and southwest produce an oceanic climate. In summer, winds from the southeast predominate and the weather is more Mediterranean. But these winds can also disrupt the normal course of the season at any time of the year. In winter, northern winds submit this country to the rigors of continental climate. Administration. Millau is a sub-prefecture of the Aveyron department in the Midi-Pyrenees region. The community of communes of Millau Grand Causses was created on June 22, 1989, with Agesic Compar Chrysals Millau Paula. Today the community has 14 towns with Comprignac, Saint-Georges-de-Luz, Conlaroque, Sainte-Marguerite, Saint-André-de-Vezines, Mostouet-Jules, Périlloux, Rivière-sur-Tarn and Aveyron. Education. The education establishments in the town of Millau report to the Academy of Toulouse. The public school is the Collège Marcel Imad, a technological and professional general school. The private school is the Collège and Lycée Jeanne d'Arc. Vocational education can be found at the two ISA. Higher education includes the Institute of Nursing Training. BTS qualifications can be done at Jean-Vigo High School, and higher education at the Conservatoire National des Arts et Métiers of Millau. Transport. The Millau Viaduct, the tallest cable-stayed road bridge in the world, which carries the A75 autoroute across the valley of the River Tarn near Millau, relieves the town of much traffic, especially during the summer months. Economy. The city is the seat of the Chamber of Commerce and Industry of South Aveyron Millau. The municipality operates the airfield of Millau-Larzac, having been recognized for over a century as the capital of leather and glove. Millau is renowned for its activity tannery. The town is best known for its sheepskin gloves, for which it led the French fashion industry for 2 centuries. It gained the title of City and Art Professions in 2000. Agricultural production, including Roquefort cheese made from raw sheep's milk, is essential to the economic activity of the region of 43 farms in this town, and their activities strongly shape the landscape. Since 1993, a series of 4 major night markets, organized by farmer-producers associated among farmers of Aveyron, currently take place in the evening from July to August on Mandaris Square, the main square of the city center. Since the time in November, the Autumn Fair of Farm Products is organized by the same association of farmers and runs for 2 days at Victory Park in Millau. Tourism. The Glove Museum, the Jardin Botanique des Causses, a botanical garden, the Place du Maréchal Foch, a square with 12th-century arcades, one of which carries the inscription Gare Q-U-E acute Faras, watch what you are doing. Église Notre-Dame de l'Espinasse. This church allegedly once possessed a part of the Crown of Thorns, making it an important pilgrimage center in the Middle Ages. The church was destroyed in 1582 but rebuilt in the 17th century. The frescoes from 1939 are by Jean Bernard. The stained glass windows from 1984 by Claude Bellon. The Passage du Posses is a 13th-century fortified gateway. The Belfry, a 12th-century square tower topped by an octagonal 17th-century tower on the Place Emma Calvé. Millau is the main center in France for paragliding. Micropolis, the city of insects, is it nearby Saint-Hélier-Coutons. The medieval walled Knights Templar town of Le Couvertoire is nearby. The nearby underground caves for Roquefort cheese production. Historical buildings. There are 11 listed buildings are historical monuments in the town of Millau. The archaeological site Graufossink, 2 kilometers from Millau, is a remnant of the Gallo-Roman city of Condito Magus, which was a major center of ceramic production in the Gallo-Roman era. Notre-Dame de l'Espinasse, built in the 12th century. It takes its name from a relic of the crown of thorns once kept in his treasure. Destroyed in the 16th century, it was rebuilt a century later through taking a toll on the River Tarn. Its bell tower is Toulouse-style. Belfry of Millau is composed of 2 parts corresponding to 2 different eras. The square tower was built in the 12th century on the site of the original castle of the Counts of Millau. He assured the safety of the fortifications in the southwest corner. At the beginning of the 17th century, the consuls of Millau did build above the octagonal tower. The square tower was used as a prison from the 17th to the 19th century and especially during the Revolutionary period. The building was burned by lightning July 29, 1811. After climbing the 210 steps, it has a 360 degrees view. Washhouse of the Aveyron. The roof dates from the 18th century. Old mill and old bridge. Hotel Samboussy de Sorgues, also called Samboussy Castle, and its gardens. Built between 1672 and 1674, Jacques Duchesne, advisor to the king, especially Master of Waters and Forests of Rouergue and receiver of the election of Millau. After his marriage it becomes the home of Marc-Antoine Samboussy, capital of Toulouse in 1745. Hotel Samboussy de Myers, acquired in the 17th century by Antoine de Samboussy. The halls, metal construction of the Belle Époque. La Rue Droit, Roman Road. The Hotel Peguerols, built in 1738, which now houses the museum. The Millau Museum has a rich collection of pottery called Samian from the Gallo-Roman, as well as collections of tannery and glove on the history of the glove time. The Church of the Sacred Heart, dated 19th century, Neo-Byzantine style. The church has a carillon of 21 bells. Population. In 2012, the municipality had 22,013 inhabitants. The evolution of the number of inhabitants is known throughout the population censuses conducted in the town since 1793. From the 21st century, censuses of municipalities with more than 10,000 inhabitants are held each year as a result of a sample survey. Unlike other towns that have a real census every 5 years in the early 21st century, the methods of identification were amended by Act No. 2002-276 of the 27th of February 2002, called Law of Local Democracy, on Local Democracy and in particular Title V, Operations Census, to allow, after a transitional period running from 2004 to 2008, the annual publication of the legal population of the different French administrative districts. For municipalities with a population greater than 10,000 inhabitants, a sample survey is conducted annually. The entire territory of these municipalities is taken into account at the end of the period of 5 years. The first after that in 1999, and enrolling in this new legal device population came into force on the 1st of January 2009 and matches the census of 2006. International relations. Twin towns. Sister cities. Millau is twinned with Louga, Senegal. Bad Salzuflen, Germany. Bridlington, UK. Sagunto, Spain. Mostar, Bosnia and Herzegovina. Milhada, Portugal. In fiction, part of Ian McEwan's award-winning novel Atonement centers on Bryony Tallis, a nurse in a London hospital in June 1940, to which wounded British and French soldiers evacuated from Dunkirk were brought. In a poignant passage, she is comforting Luc Cornet, a young soldier from Millau who is dying of severe head wounds. In his delirium he talks of the town, of his family and his father's boulangerie where he worked, and mistakes Tallis for his own fiancée. After he dies, Tallis for a moment imagines the life she might have had if Luc had survived and if she had married him and come to live with him in Millau. She imagined the unavailable future, the boulangerie in a narrow shady street swarming with skinny cats, piano music from an upstairs window, her giggling sisters-in-law teasing her about her accent, and Luc Cornet loving her in his eager way. She wanted to cry for him, and for his family in Millau who would be waiting to hear news from him. But she couldn't feel a thing. She was empty. The Millau countryside also played an important part in the French film Total Western, by Eric Rogen.